So, this is How Not to Brony 16, and today some of you might be wondering how much of a glass of water guard break is real, and how much is really butthurt. FNGR, you stop that nonsense right now. You're supposed to be doing Analysis Daily awards ceremony, you are. But Jeff, it's drama. It's pure, it's wild, it's primal. It's right there and I can fucking taste it. Sir, this is an event about talented, bright-eyed, respective brony analysts and reviewers. Lily, Pete, and Josh Scorcher have nothing to do with these. Well, actually, Jeff, one of those guys is on the top 10. Well, all the more reason you should shut the fuck up about all this nonsense. You have a civic duty. With Seth straight up going from rigging his analysis and review setup so bad that he straight up ditched everyone else for some 4chan stoner. Actually, Jeff, that guy is also on here. Fans actually like that guy. But, you're right, that story is also for another day. I mean, if you're gonna go way off topic, I'd bring up how this week I'm having on Anthony C. to talk with Maid, Event Horizon, Toon Kritic Y2K, and British Ninja. That guy's the best, he is. You know, Silverquill should do a collab with that guy. What a wonderful segue. A while ago, Silverquill asked not to be involved in Analysis Daily, and I have made sure to include that in previous videos for voting for Silverquill would disqualify your vote. That also went for KP. That was my choice based on not-so-recent events. You know the ones. Except you kinda forgot to remind people in the last voting video, sir. I did, and that's my fault, guys. I'm sorry, but in the future, until specified otherwise, anyone voting for Silverquill or KP will get their vote disqualified. Sir, did that change the winner? Believe it or not, no. First place got more than 2-1 over second place. Even with at least 1/3 of the vote being disqualified, there was a landslide win. Couldn't imagine why who. Slap on your Starlight Glimmer, OC, and shut the fuck up about Josh Scorcher and Lily Pete. And do your goddamn job. Fine, one more thing. The people who win Analysis Daily are entitled to a podcast. Be aware the odds of me getting the brony notion or Josh Scorcher are in the low averages. Like super low, abysmally low. We're talking hundreds of dollars wouldn't change their minds. Not that I would bribe the brony notion, but you get what I'm saying. Additionally, for all the fans of Ink Rose, I have no doubt that she's a very talented individual, that it would be beyond easy to put her over. She's also done zero brony content on her channel in over a year. Number 10. Oh, well, this is someone who's brand new to the channel. Viva Reverie. What's not to be said about a man whose work includes Celestia Being Deep? We're going for a ride. This video with Al's a spiffy podcast from a man who, I can personally tell you, has grown by leaps and bounds as a speaker. And if he continues to apply his resolve to analysis and review, he's gonna really make those of us who only do one thing look really bad. Like, oh my god, could you stop? You damn show-off you. I enjoyed Vivi's thoughts and points on times they are changing, and it's criminally underrated compared to the rest of his work. You should give him and it a try. Number 9. Who the hell is this asshole? Look at me, I've got a changeling OC. Aren't I original? Oh, Jesus Christ. You know what? I'm not even gonna do this. Let me tell you about FNGR.
Holy shit. I fucked with the wrong individual. Look at that badass.
He's this creepy Hispanics guy with strabismus.
However, all is not perfect. There are certain people in this community who can be considered hazardous. They go out of their way to spread misery and hatred amongst friends and overall cause problems. One such member of this community is ForNoGoodReason, or FNGR.
In particular, ForNoGoodReason is so carnivorous and so desperate for attention that he devolved into flat-out harassment in trying to provoke response from people who have largely ignored him.
Just garbage. Taste is utterly dead. You should all be ashamed of yourselves for watching, or much less voting for this guy. When Josh Scorcher puts out a video defending KP, he's gonna use a bunch of his behind-the-scenes information to debunk the living shit out of that. What an asshole, right? I bet he's not even sorry for blowing off that one 8chaners podcast. This guy's a coward for not talking to him, who invented the gaming cringe, i.e. Gamergate. Boo! Boo! Number 8. A while ago, someone, I forgot the name, it was Lily Pete. Thank you, Jeff. Lily asked, why isn't Finn the pony bigger? He gets along with everyone, unlike that one asshole we just got done talking about. There's not a single person with anything bad to say about Finn the pony. So what's the holdup? A while ago I was asked to give my thoughts on Finn's work on his top 10 princesses in Adventure Time. Now, despite there being some obvious problems with that video, you can see that there was a lot of love and personal interest and a care for the product. It just needed to be a bit more tight, and what I saw was someone with a lot of promise. Sometime later, sadly this was 9 months ago, he did a video called Finn's Feelings on Mystery Dungeon. Of every video I've ever seen from Finn the Pony, this is his magnum opus. I felt confident that the content creator had hit his stride, and ironically I went off to look at other people's work who could use more feedback. And that brings us today, and I've peeked through Finbit's Viva Los Pegasus review. It is in fact glowy, bright-eyed, and from Finn's perspective. Regretfully, why not everyone in the Brony fandom are all cheers, beers, and zero fears? There are enough people in the community who use being happy and glowy as an added feature, not the main event. As hard as it is to believe, Bronies can smile, and I think Finn's forgotten some of the love and care that went into that smile. I'm not beating up on Finn. I think on his best day he could easily be top 5. And is a real dark horse in the community, one that no one saw coming. But he's not quite there yet. Number 7. Well, if you ever needed proof this thing isn't rigged, here you go, guys. Joshua Burner, I just got that, to the best of my knowledge, has pioneered the Doug Walker style in the Brony community. I personally became aware of Josh's antics in Season 4, and at the time I found his work to be entertaining and influential in the community. His work live and in front of crowds of hundreds and hundreds of people he doesn't know is something I couldn't even begin to attempt. Now, why I might find his work to be a touch silly, when he chooses to be deeper, it's generally heartfelt. It's earnest, and you don't have to read between the lines to see how much of his message is hyperbole, at least in regards to the show. Focus. And that's it. The message is sometimes strong, but it's his own, and take that for what you will. Some asshole who plays Overwatch. Oh, come off it. Some guy who's dating Tommy Taco. You get off your goddamn high horse, or so help me God, I'm gonna go to Tumblr and shitpost about you. British, new and old, has always put out pony pieces that made me think, which is more than I can say for everyone before now on this list. So I'd like to thank the educated fans of Analysis Daily of going with substance over style. You'd be well advised to check out his new and old work. And that's the real point of British Ninja. I'm not sending you to check out this guy for 1 or 2 pieces, or even 2 or 3. It's all very well made. It's very solid, but he could stand to be a bit more motivated. I know his school time isn't taking up all of his time. A lot, but not all. If he really wanted to be, he could do a skosh more. Number 5. Oh, hey, it's that stoner guy that Scythe can't get enough of. Indeed, it's DWK. Funny, new, refreshing, and at the time has learned to do analysis. Got that, Seth? Actual fucking analysis. Sophisto's resent for DWK doing analysis eclipses Lily Pete's resentment for people who pointing out that she does analysis. Personally, I hope DWK continues without overdoing his work for lols. It's not bad to challenge people to think. When you don't challenge people to think, we'll end up with a fan base that lacks diversity. A fan base that lacks diversity lacks creativity. Without creativity, the fandom would fucking die. If this is your only entry into Analysis Daily, DWK, I would be glad to have had you as a guest. I was glad to have you on King of Limbo, and I think you're a cool guy. You're a little too much of a goody two-shoes, ironically enough, but most of you, I fear, would never believe that. But this guy is a real cinnamon roll. God fucking speed, DWK. Number 4. Brown Horse. Brown Horse indeed. When I said British Ninja could have gone further with more time and effort, I can point to Keychi FIM, who's holding down a full-time job and still trucking along. When I talk about Finn missing more and not just relying on a smile, I can point to Keychi, who's perfectly capable of being glowy and happy. With a couple of boxes of wine? Hush, Jeff. Art, podcasting, animating, analyzing. She's a goddamn warhorse. When I saw Keychi FIM win Analysis Daily, being completely honest, I wasn't nearly as blown away by her body of work as I am today. The award doesn't make the guest. You make you great, and we recognize it. Number 3. While he wasn't going to be winning any arm wrestling contests anytime soon, here's a man who's been willing to put over, grow, and sustain the fandom. A podcaster, a reviewer, an analyst, an entertainer, and he's done a lot of things live. He's shown a willingness to bridge the gap between new, old, big, and small. While no one's perfect, when Toon falls, he politely dusts himself off, gets up and resumes business like one more day at the office. The Star Maker has become the star. Thank you for your time, Toon. Number 2. While not the best singer in the world, it's safe to say his body of analyst is sound. He's been willing to work with several people in the community, with less than stellar personalities, and at times shown more patience than I could ever have. Being hypercritical of people's knocks on Dr. Wolf have been his greatest strength, has been his ability to work with people. Fancy that, the fandom based around friendship values unity above all else. What a crazy idea. In spite of being shy, if you can learn to be a people person, the sky is the limit. Number 1. You'd be surprised how often I run out of things to say by the time I hit the number 1 spot. And what is there to say about someone who's talented and adulation of her peers speaks for itself?
Do I have to be nice? It's not really in my skill set, you know. Let's see. Nice things about Bliss. Oh, she's travel size for your convenience. She reminds me of Skittles. She's a friend of Keychi, and that is the most important thing. Okay, this isn't working. Hey, Toon, write nice things for me! Thank you. While many reviewers tend to stick to the norm with their content and their OC, Lightning Bliss immediately sticks out in the crowd. Her content is solid and unique with her bright personality and fun-loving attitude. It's hard not to feel happy when you watch Lightning Bliss's content. She's grown over the years and become one of the most well-known and inspirational brony reviewers out there, and I'm sure she'll get even better as time goes on. Okay, Anthony, I did your lines. Where are those cookies you promised me?
Greetings, I'm British Ninja. You may know me as the guy who can't quite make the top 5. Due to Anthony being salty about this absolute landslide victory, I'll be taking up his place when it comes to awarding our first place winner. And that award goes to Lightning Bliss. She is the embodiment of the type of creativity and passion that drives this community. Yet if it's one thing that sets Bliss apart from her peers, it's her ability to judge and critique her own work. And through such hindsight and almost a disturbing amount of adorable optimism, Lightning Bliss has risen to become one of the pillars of the community. And we hope she doesn't just fuck off, much to the dismay of certain critics. Now, unlike previous winners of Analysis Daily who may not be as well known in the fandom, you really don't need me here, like shilling Lightning Bliss. You know who Lightning Bliss is. Lightning Bliss didn't start out making incredible videos like Silver Quill. If anything, her early work is really underwhelming, really bad mic quality, poor scripting choices. But Lightning Bliss is a striking example of improvement, and working hard, listening to criticism, taking back feedback, and helping to develop your channel and your work into the quality that it has today. And that's something that both Analysis Daily and The Secret Rift is all about.
Well respected, talented in the art community, a budding animator, and an established reviewer. Well, I'm glad she isn't starting her own podcast, or she'd put me and Toon Kritic out of business. Sadly, this is totally off topic. What's the deal with this Mary Sue test over here? Why is being a psycho making someone uninteresting or overpowered? Oh well, I'll chalk that up to me focusing on the wrong thing. I look forward to having Blissy return to share her thoughts on the analysis and review community, her future plans, her hopes and wishes for the show. So next time, on Analysis Daily, we might do our own version of the Razzies, i.e. the worst of the worst. I just need to come up with some categories. I don't have those quite yet, but the rule about ignoring KP and Silver Quill will be suspended that time. There will be some guidelines, I'm sure, and I hope to see you there. Thank you for coming in.